A family in Memphis is not receiving water because somebody chose to make this with AI, man.
The queen dying was not taken serious by any of Gen Z. And it's because no one really cared about the royal family.
Queen dying was a top 3 day on Twitter. I was in school when we all heard the news, or the news broke, right? All I was doing is scrolling on Twitter, just crying, bro, because everybody was cooking her. The worst era to go out in. I'm not gonna lie, I seen Charlie Kirk on the thumbnail, bro. I'm already knowing this video finna be crazy.
With the advent of the internet being created and us connecting all over the world on different types of platforms, the perception of celebrities and public figures has hit a complete change compared to now. In the past, celebrities and public figures were looked at as remarkable figures who did less harm than the average type of person. Because people would think, well, if they were on a TV show or movie, then obviously a company wouldn't hire someone that did terrible, controversial things, and they had to be good. Unless you were like O.J. Simpson or R. Kelly, which clearly in 4K got caught doing evil. The public would think even with your flaws, you were probably still a mostly good person. And low-key, R. Kelly still had a prospering career after getting caught. They was selling the tape where he was engaging in acts with a minor. Still kind of weird how that's actually a big thing that happened in the—
Wait, what the f? That's actually real? Who's buying that, you sick weirdo? What the fuck?
2000s, like where were the police at? But then he dropped trapped in a closet and people went, hold on. This storytelling kind of fire though. I'm sorry y'all, but I'm gonna have to buy the whole set of this. It really was wild how many things public figures got away with before social media. And with celebrity and public figure deaths then, it was almost always treated like a tragedy and a majority of people would give their condolences. Like when MJ died, the whole world went silent for that week because it was so unbelievable that could happen. You ain't see no jokes or nothing. People was not playing about it. Same thing with Princess Diana. There was literally 2.5 billion people watching her funeral. It was
But the other princess, or should I say queen? A complete opposite story, man.
It was one of the most watched events ever. And you can even take someone politically like Ronald Reagan, who's notoriously not a liked political figure to say the least.
At all.
Was putting up LeBron numbers of race laws and sending the black community back. That crack I see in your pocket, son? No, it's a bag of flour I got from the grocery store. Like, the bag literally says flour. How did you miss that?
Hands on your knees! Get down! He got a gun! He got a gun! He got a gun! The nigga got a gun! Exactly how that, went down.
I've heard enough. 100 years of prison and throw the key away. Even Ronald Reagan's funeral had 100 million viewers watching, and no matter people's political party, a lot still gave condolences. Yeah, we know if this happened now with Gen Z, that would be happening. For sure.
Yo, Twitter would have been generational, gang. Oh my god. Yo, they would have to ban the app today. Or I ain't gonna lie, they would have to shut Twitter down that day, gang. I'm not gonna lie. They would have been getting off some crazy shit.
Just prepare for a civil war on the internet for the whole year when their time
That
comes.
shit would have been
now,
funny,
in
man.
Times, the wait time to make fun of a public figure or celebrity's death has dropped to about 5 minutes after. And the most recent example of it, and you probably guessed it by now, is... Yay!
I'm sorry, bro. Some of these is fun. I know this shit disrespectful, and I'm finna talk about how disrespectful it is, but it's just, some of these are just creative as f, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like, how do you come up with some of this shit, bro? A family in Memphis is not receiving water because somebody fucking... It's because somebody chose to make this with AI, man. That shit crazy, gang.
Yeah, that's pretty much been all the viral posts for the past month of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk got assassinated on September 10th, 2025. And the whole fallout on social media has been the strangest thing I think we've never seen. With politicians, we expect how things go, but we've never had it happen to a political commentator as big as Charlie Kirk. And one of the dumbest things that happened immediately after this was people trying to start a civil war. Like, can you imagine a civil war starting over a podcaster? Like if Biden or Kamala hit Trump on stage in 4K with bullets and started cheering, at least then I'd understand it a bit more happening. You think people are gonna rip off their 9-to-5 business shirts, hop out the cubicle and go, you know what? You have now declared war on me and
Andrew Tate was trying to start that bullshit. That nigga don't even live in here, bro. He lives in Romania. Don't he live in the UK? Some shit. You don't even live here. Talking about, American Civil War. Starts now. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Every patriot who watched Charlie Kirk's podcast 24/7. Even the
why would y'all even have a civil war, man? Who are y'all gonna fight? The person who killed him is a white conservative man. Y'all finna fight yourselves? Is that what y'all mean by civil war, gang? Come on, man. What are we talking about, bro?
People who liked him at most are gonna give their condolences, probably reply.
I'm just glad the killer wasn't a black man, bro. Oh my God, they would have been talking about how slavery, they would be talking about how the abolishment of slavery was the worst thing that happened to America.
I did some trolls on Twitter.
All types of crazy racist
Imagine
takes,
kids
man.
in 2060 looking at a history book and seeing 2 civil wars in America. One happening over slavery and people literally having no rights and being treated as property. And one happening over a podcaster getting assassinated by some teenager who liked femboys. You have the richest man in the world talking about the left is the party of murder. People like Andrew Tate tweeting civil war.
Stupidest tweet of all time.
He doesn't even live in this country.
Exactly.
Should be focusing on his daily news trafficking cases instead of our affairs. I mean, our own president was inciting this shit too.
Radical left political violence has hurt too many.
That's because Trump wants to be a dictator, man. If a civil war breaks out, bro, he'll find it as a way of an excuse to keep on serving terms past the 4 years.
People.
They've been trying to soft launch him getting reelected, serving a third term for like the past fucking year, man. Like, nah, bro.
Too many lives. Tonight I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died. The values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God.
Meanwhile, about a day later.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House.
Couldn't even give him a proper little condolences or nothing. That nigga Trump do not care about Charlie.
Which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years.
And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House.
Like, bro, what is it with this ballroom? Your man's just got slimed out. You can't give him at least a little more time? I remember growing up looking at presidents and the richest people in the world and thinking, wow, they're so smart and they must have worked hard to get to that position. These are probably the most sane people on the planet. I mean, it takes a lot to get there. Little did I know that lie would be shattered to me about actually not that long after, because I started using social media when I was a kid. And look, I've already said this before, I'm not even someone celebrating him getting assassinated, and political violence only makes things worse. But this whole thing of trying to start a civil war was the cringiest I've ever seen. And I would go to actually say, by these prominent political figures and politicians trying to do things like this, it only made people more and more not take it serious and not care. Like, the president ordered the US flag to be flown at half-staff nationwide, which is
For a podcaster, gang? Are we serious?
usually meant for major national tragedies like mass shootings or literally 9/11, and high politicians such as presidents and whatnot dying. So when people—
Bro, he's grifting so hard, gang. I know he's the Republican Party president, but yo, I guarantee Trump barely even knew who Charlie was, bro. He didn't give a single fuck about Charlie, man.
people see it being done to a
He's just doing that
podcaster,
because he knows it's gonna make his approval ratings better.
you think all of a sudden they're gonna take it more serious? They're just gonna think it's stupid as and make fun of it even more. On top of that, the government also passed a National Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk. I can guarantee you a bunch of the people who were at his memorial and once dedicated to him aren't gonna be popping out next year. They're just gonna move on to the next political thing they can complain about. There was also
One thing that was funny about that Charlie Kirk situation. Did y'all see his funeral, gang? Bro, that shit look like an episode from The Boys, gang. They had fireworks. It was in a big ass arena. I'm like, damn, y'all just made his fucking funeral into a show, gang.
a ton of bills introduced by politicians who wanted even
was
more
that the way he wants to be
remembrance of
remembered?
Charlie Kirk. Like a bill in Oklahoma where it would require a Charlie Kirk memorial plaza at every public university.
Ew.
Yeah, that wouldn't last a day, I'm not gonna lie. Bro, presidents don't even get this type of honor. Oklahoma gotta worry about their education level before doing this. And it's not like he even lived there. Turning Point's headquarters is in Arizona. There was also another bill introduced called the Charlie Kirk Commemorative Coin Act, which would require the Treasury to make coins in his honor. Bro, if you're
Alright, man. Let's stop this shit, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Let's stop this shit,
some
bro.
change, and I see you with the Charlie Kirk coin.
Y'all was asking for this man to get slandered, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Doing all of this shit? Come on, man.
I'm smacking the out of you. It's crazy how performative all of this is, because I feel like none of these politicians even cared about him. They saw this as the perfect opportunity to distract from doing any actual work and to focus on this. I think the thing that really sealed it of people not caring and making fun of it was how the actual funeral went. Because oh boy, was this one of the weirdest televised memorial services to ever exist. I would say this was more of a political rally than a memorial. You had all of the Trump administration coming to it and giving pretty political speeches. Like for them, I wouldn't be surprised if they went in a mirror and were just practicing like they were gonna go on a debate stage. And
so that's exactly what this was. This was just that. To keep on spreading their political agenda.
Erica Kirk,
using a man's death to spread that shit is crazy. I ain't even like Charlie. But that shit's still crazy. That's disrespectful in my opinion. That's crazy, man.
I'll give her credit. Her speech was...
If y'all love Charlie so much, you should have just, you feel me, actually took the time to appreciate his life. Since y'all actually cared about it.
A lot more empathetic, and it seemed like she actually cared. She walked out strangely, though, to something which looked like she was more coming out of a WWE match.
Like, gang. Was all of that necessary, man? This is supposed to be a funeral, bro. You ain't celebrating Trump getting elected or some shit? Come on, gang. Yeah, everybody mourns how they want to mourn, bro. I ain't, you feel me? I ain't trying to disrespect nobody, but at the same time, bro.
Is this a normal thing that
this shit
happens
just seems very performative
or something that I don't know? But then right after Erica Kirk's speech ended, you had this.
The best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie.
I hate my opponent. And I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry.
If you don't find this weird as to do as the sitting president at a funeral, I don't know what to say. I think he deadass just saw this on his schedule as a MAGA rally and went in with that mentality. I was the wife of the man who got murdered, giving more empathy and bringing people together more than the president. Bruh, like, isn't your job supposed to be to bring people together? I thought we were supposed to be some sort of United States. Yeah, after this, any appearance of people feeling bad for the memes was probably gone. And Erica Kirk, after, seemed like she moved on pretty quickly. Or at least that's what people think, because clips of her hugging up on the president and vice president.
I ain't gonna talk about that last one. That last one, I mean, she was mourning, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's whatever. This one. And the build up to this hug was very interesting, to say the least. Let me just say that.
I see no one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in general.
It's a crazy thing to say after only 2 months of mourning, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
And Vice President J.D. Vance.
That shit crazy. I mean, hey, man, you mourn how you want to mourn, but that's a very interesting take to have, man.
Say, if you don't let your mans hug your girl's waist, then is that really your friend? Me, personally, I go up to all my homies' girls, lift them up, smack both cheeks separately. It's just a welcoming, though, nothing else. And because of all this chaos, you now have people making memes and photoshopping his face on everything. Whether that be famous celebrities, your favorite rapper, really any image or video is not safe of getting Kirkified. It might end up being as influential
it's crazy
as
that Kirkification is a term, gang. Oh my god, like that's insane. We live in a crazy time, bro.
Like just being the Rickroll of the 2020s. I wouldn't be surprised if someone deep faked his face onto mine. I feel with Gen Z as a whole on things, it's just way more common for people to make fun of dead figures. But the amount that happens really depends on who it is and how like they are. Like I remember when Kobe died and people who tried to make jokes on the internet were getting doxxed and harassed because people don't play about Kobe and he was mostly uncontroversial to people.
Whoa.
Other than 2003. Someone like Charlie Kirk, who was a controversial figure as a whole, got made fun of faster because of that reason. This type of making fun of also happens to people that Gen Z is less connected to way more. Like the Queen dying was not taken serious by any of Gen Z. And it's because no one really cared about the royal family.
Queen dying was a top 3 day on Twitter. I remember I was in school when we all heard the news or the news broke, right? Gang. I had lunch period right after she died. All I was doing is scrolling on Twitter, just crying, bro. Because everybody was cooking her ass, man. Especially Irish Twitter. They hated her ass, bro. I had an Irish homeboy. who was in my school. He was like a transfer student. He was straight from Ireland. He was black, but straight from Ireland, right? Gang, when I asked him like about his opinions on the Queen, I thought he was finna be like, damn, like, yeah, that shit tough. Like, I ain't gonna lie, R.I.P. Because I thought, you feel me, so all of the UK and the United Kingdom just fuck with the Queen, bro. I ain't really know Ireland hated her ass, bro. But, bro, so as soon as I asked him, that nigga just gave me a little stank ass look. I'm like, nah, fuck that bitch. I was like, damn. Shit. Damn. I ain't know she was that bad. Had to do my research, bro. She was that bad.
And what it used to mean. Comparing how Princess Diana's death got treated compared to the Queen is complete night and day. As a whole, the royal family kind of cooked themselves in their own image too. You had one of the members who was literally buddy with Epstein of all people. And it can't be one of those things like, well, was it before he got arrested and the public knew? He visited his ass after Epstein already got charged and arrested for being with a minor. His excuse was giving the same as my dog ate my homework.
Now, I went there with the sole purpose of saying to him that because he had been convicted, it was inappropriate for us to be seen together.
So do I, man. I ain't gonna lie. Just be honest. You wanted to give him a little good luck kiss. Wrong one. You wanted to give him a little good luck smooch on the cheek, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You felt sorry for bro. You had to go see your boy, man. He getting got locked up, man. You also had to make sure that nothing came out about what you was doing on the island, bro. Let's keep it a bean.
Phones just not exist in 2010. From what I learned in school, I'm pretty sure Alexander Graham Bell made it in 1876. Or maybe my history books are wrong. You can update me. He also got questioned on why he stayed at his house too after. Because as the prince of the royal family, it shouldn't be too hard to get the best hotel in New York or your own castle and not have to crash at the most prolific child trafficker's place to ever exist. And this was his excuse for it.
Staying at the house of a convicted offender.
It was a convenient place to stay.
Well, that about solves it. Thanks for your fairly believable excuse. Back to your royal duties you go. Apparently that didn't convince the king because he just recently got his royal title stripped and is getting kicked out of the palace. You also had Prince Harry completely dip on the family. And if the royal family had any type of PR left to the public, it went away when he came out and started talking about how some were being towards his wife, who's biracial, and you know they was truly being racist. Because this to me looks like a full-on white woman. Like, did they think if him and her had a kid, the baby was—
By the way, Meghan Markle in Suits, man.
Racist, because this to me looks like—
I thought she was white the whole time until I figured out she was, she married the prince. I ain't gonna lie.
A full-on white woman. Like, did they think if him and her had a kid, the baby was gonna come out looking like me? That kid would come out looking like the whitest child born on the whitest mountain. And evidently, that is what their kids came out to look like. So they did all that complaining for no reason and lost someone in royalty. Because of all this drama and the queen dying a couple years after it, people were ready to on the royal family, and that's what happened the same day. And in places like Africa, where people learn about how much the royal family's history in the past exploited them and different things, it definitely changed the perception of the royal family, and people didn't care as much too because of that. Now you got running bets saying when they think Charles is gonna die. In my opinion, they just gotta let this go. The last bit of aura died with the queen. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this. Follow me on Twitter.
Alright, I honestly think we're in an era where the internet just doesn't take anything seriously anymore. It's kind of funny, kind of up. I ain't gonna lie, don't really care though. It's just kind of crazy. I might make a little video about this too, but what do y'all think about this? Do y'all think it's worth talking about? Or do you think it's deserved to a point? I don't know. So I appreciate y'all watching. Subscribe, stay fly. Thank you, guys.